Welcome back again, my student. This is our second session, and today we're going. Yesterday we have been talking about what is a complete sentence, and we said that it should have start with a capital letter, and it should end with a proper punctuation according to the type of the sentence. It should have a subject and predicate, and it should express a complete thought. What about the thing that's not a sentence? We said we have a fragment and something called a fragment and Raman. What is a fragment? The word fragment means it's a piece of something bigger. It's a part of a whole thing. This is the same way with a fragment sentence. Is not a complete sentence. It usually missing a subject or the predicate. The first sentence: the best pizza in New York City. If you read this sentence, you'll find that it doesn't give us a complete meaning. The same thing, walking in the park one day after school. Also, who's walking in the park? Something is missing. In the first one, the predicate is missing. The best pizza in New York City. Yes, what about it? Walking in the park one day after school. Whom are you speaking about? Those two sentences are not actually sentences, they are fragments. They are part or a piece of a whole sentence, bigger one. Or sometimes the fragment could take the shape of a sentence, but it had a conjunction added or preceding it, to forming something called a dependent clause, like this one. When I saw the most beautiful animal ever. If you read it as it is, you will find that it's missing something. It doesn't give me a complete thought. Maybe one of you may tell me, Miss, you said that if the sentence have a subject like I saw, like the verb, a predicate which is saw the most beautiful animal ever, this means this is the complete sentence. But what's wrong about this? That you have omitted or you have deleted when? No, you have to count when you read this sentence, because when is a part of it. So starting from when I saw the most beautiful animal ever, you'll feel that this sentence it's missing another part of another sentence to complete its meaning. That's why we will call it a dependent clause, because it depends on another clause to finish its meaning. All dependent clauses are fragment too. Let's have an exercise. Identify whether each sentence is a fragment or a full sentence. The first one. Then I attended Maurice Junior High, a junior high that was a bad experience. A junior high that was a bad experience. If you look at that, we have two sentences here. If you read each one of them and stop at each full stop, do you think what precedes each full stop is a complete thought for you? It's enough for you to understand it? Don't connect the two sentences together. Whenever you find a full stop, you stop it and think about what precedes the full stop. Does it make sense for you? Does it give you a complete meaning? Then I attended Moore Junior High. The other part, a junior high that was a bad experience. So here, which part here that doesn't give you a complete meaning? Yes. Then attended Moore Junior High. So this is a fragment. This is a fragment, and this part is a dependent clause. The second one. The scene was filled with beauty, such as the sun sending its brilliant rays to the earth and the leaves of various shades of red, yellow, and brown moving slowly in the wind. Uh, the first part or the first sentence, the scene, what the or the thing that precedes the first period, the scene was filled with beauty. This is the complete sentence actually. I can stop here. But what about the second one? Such as the sun sending its brilliant to the end. If you read it by yourself now, you'll find that it's missing something. You'll feel that this part, the second one, should be part of the first one, but without the full stop, because the full stop separates the two sentences totally from each other. So this part, the second part, it doesn't give me a complete meaning or complete thought when I read it by itself. It's missing something. What are you speaking about? What are you comparing the sun sending to it? So the second one is a fragment too. The third one, he talked for 50 minutes without taking his eyes off his notes. Like other teachers in that department, he did not encourage the students' questions. The same thing. Whenever you find a full stop at it and read what preceded and tell me, does this sentence before this full stop give you a complete meaning or not? He talked for 50 minutes without taking his eyes off his note. This is the complete sentence. Like other teachers in that department, he did not encourage the students' question. This is another complete question. This sentence. So this means that number 3 is complete sentence. Number 4. The magazine has a reputation for a sophisticated, prestigious, and elite group of readers. Although this is a value judgment and in circumstances not a true premise, the magazine has a reputation for a sophisticated, prestigious, and elite group of readers. This is a complete sentence. The first part is a complete sentence. Let's go to the second one. Although that's a value judgment and in circumstances not a true premise. Yes, here I'm missing something. Although here, this is dependent clause start with the subordinating conjunction although. It can't stand alone. So here I have a fragment. This part. The last sentence. It can be really embarrassing to be so emotional, especially when you are on your first date. You feel that you should be in control. The first part, it can be really embarrassing to be so emotional. This is the complete sentence. The second one, especially when you are on your first date. You feel that this should be a part of the first one, not to stand alone by itself. That's why we will consider this one. It has a fragment. I hope that all these exercises or those examples have given you or have explained for you what the meaning of a fragment. Let's move to the second type of not sentences types. It's run-ons. In some educational sites you will find that calling it run-on together sentences. Run-on together sentences. Okay. Read the first sentence here that you have. I took the SATs and I scored a 36 and I applied to MIT and I got in. Now, maybe this sentence is very long for you, wordy and awkward, but the question, is it a correct sentence or not? Is it a run-on sentence or not? Run-on means two things are running together or running behind each other without nothing to stop them from running. This is the meaning of running. This sentence is a run-on. I don't understand what the meaning of run-on. Is this a correct sentence for you? Actually, grammatically, this is a correct sentence. It contains 4 simple or complete sentences, which is I took the SAT, I scored a 36, I applied to MIT, I got in. It contains 4 complete sentences, 4 simple sentences. And I decided to connect them together using a comma and a kind of conjunction, which is and here. A comma and a conjunction. A comma and a conjunction. So grammatically, this is a correct sentence. Okay. The reason it's correct is that they use and which connects all the parts that connect all the parts together. Okay, look at this one again. It's the same sentence. I took the SATs, I scored a 36, I applied to MIT, I got in. Now, this is a run-on sentence. Why? Because several complete sentences are being mashed together with just comma. We cannot connect the complete thoughts with comma at all because the comma is very weak, cannot connect the 2 complete thoughts together. So the first one is correct while the last one is wrong because this is a run-on. So the run-on, when you have 2 sentences or more put together incorrectly into 1 sentence, or the proper conjunction is not used. It was raining. I rode in a taxi. Now I have 2 parts here and both of them are 2 complete sentences. It was raining. I rode in a taxi. Should I consider this a correct sentence? No. Why? Because I didn't put any kind of conjunction here between those 2 complete thoughts. There was a lot of traffic. I was late to school. If this is a correct sentence, if this is a correct sentence, actually no, because I used the comma to connect them together, the 2 parts. There was a lot of traffic and I was too late, or was late to the school. I used comma to connect the 2 parts. Actually, both of them are wrong. This is what we call run-on sentences. So the run-on sentences, are formed in those 2 ways. 2 complete sentences connected with comma, this is wrong, or 2 complete sentences there is nothing between them at all. Okay, let's go to the second type of sentence, which is a compound sentence. You have studied before that the compound sentence contains 2 complete ideas or 2 complete sentences connected together. Each complete sentence or each part is called independent clause. Independent clause, it means that it can stand alone by itself. It doesn't need the help of any other one. Those 2 clauses are usually connected in different ways. We have main 3 different ways or methods. Now, here I have 2 independent clauses. Each one of them has its own subject and own predicate, and I connect them with a connector. This part is the part that's going to change in each method. The first part, I will put here in the middle a comma with a conjunction, like this one. This is the first. The house caught on fire. The cat ran away. This is the first one. And I connect them with comma and a conjunction. Miss, you said that I can't use comma? No, I can't use comma by itself, but I can use a comma with a conjunction. The second one, called the semicolon, in the same sentence, had its own 2 independent clauses. The first one, and this is this cat ran away, the second one. And instead of the comma and the conjunction, I use semicolon only. Both are correct, it's up to you. Or I can use something called, a semicolon, conjunctive adverb, which is however, and a comma. uh, between the first or the two independent clauses. But this way of connecting, I use it in our formal, yes, in our formal writing only. In our formal writing. We're going to discuss all these in details within the coming slides. The first way, as we said, to connect them is using the comma and the coordinated conjunction. We have here the independent clause and another independent clause, and there is a comma and a conjunction, coordinating conjunction between them. We have 7 coordinating conjunction that we refer to them by the word fanboys. Each letter refers to one of the conjunction. It's a way for you to remind you or to remember those conjunction. The F refers to for, the A refers to and, the N refers to no, the B for but, the O for or, the Y for yet, the S for so. Today we're going to start with the first two, which is for and. Simply for means because, but I can't use because because is not a coordinated conjunction. It's a subordinated conjunction used to form the complex sentence. But the meaning of for means because. Let's read the first sentence. I drank some water for I was thirsty. The first part, I drank some water, a complete thought. I was 30, another complete thought. And I use for. Why? Because if you answer this question, why did you drink some water? Because I was thirsty, or for I was thirsty. So here, this is the reason. This is the reason for the first part. That's why for introduce a reason for the first part. For is used to introduce the reason for the first part. That's why it means because. The second example, she put on a sweater. It was cold outside. Why did she put on a sweater? Because it was cold outside, or for it was cold outside. Because it's a compound sentence, so we use for. So for here introduces what the reason why did she put a sweater. The second one is and. He was tired. He had a headache. Was he tired only? Or he had both of them? He was tired and had a headache, or he was tired or he had a headache? Yes, he had both of them, tired and had a headache. That's why I use and, because and used in adding something to something else. Adding something to something else. Try to differentiate between and that's used to connect to complete thought and for listing. And for listing, when you say yes, I ate, for example, a lot of fruits, banana, comma, apple, comma, pineapple, comma, what do we say, watermelon, and for example, strawberry. Yes, this and is used for listing things. That's why we keep putting comma till the last item of the list. But this and is for connecting two complete thoughts together or two independent clauses. That's why it is also preceded by a comma and a comma in the middle. Okay, hopefully that this session was useful for you. We are going to tomorrow to finish the rest of the word, conjunction, and then we are going to practice some exercises that help you to learn how to use each one of them. Thank you for listening. Hope you are going to enjoy your time. Thank you very much. Bye.